Hey guys, I just wanted to take a few minutes to shoot a quick video just to say I love you both, I appreciate you both, and I also wanted to say thank you for allowing me to be a part of your family. It seems like only yesterday that we met for the first time, and now that's been, well, over 20 years ago. Thank you for all the memories that we've shared in the past. We've had some great times. I can't wait to see what the future holds. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and we'll see you soon.
Hey, Mama and Daddy. I want to thank you for everything that you've done for me growing up and even as an adult. You instilled in me values that make me the person and the parent that I am today, and I'm grateful for that. Even though growing up, I might not have thought it in the moment always. And I wanted to say what a great time that I had spending with you guys on Thanksgiving this year. I think it's been a long time since I've gotten to be with you on Thanksgiving, and it was especially a great holiday because we spent time together like we had never done before, cooking in the kitchen and just having time together. So I want to say I love you, and I hope you have a Merry Christmas. Bye.
Hi, Memaw and Pawpaw. I love you. I'm so thankful for the both of you and all of the memories that we have.
What's your favorite memory with your Memaw?
One stands out that I'm sure everybody's heard of, but it was during hurricanes. I don't remember what year, but we were all living in Kenansville, and me and Greg and Justin were on the roof replacing the roof for the house that we were living in, and I don't know what happened, but Memaw asked a question that I thought that was maybe a little silly question to ask, so I made it known to her that I thought it was silly, and being a stupid little teenager boy, and she just looked up to me. She said, "Well, I wasn't talking to you," and she flipped me off. Me and Greg and Justin about fell off the roof that day.
So what's your favorite memory with your Pawpaw?
There's not really any memories in particular, just kind of like life experiences and life lessons, kind of.
Get out of this.
Teaching me how to work with my hands and build stuff, and we built a lot of the houseboat together, the bunk beds, and just time well spent.
Yeah, that's sweet.
What about you? What's your favorite or most prominent memory with Memaw?
With Memaw, there's two that I couldn't decide, really. The first one is really corny, but my first memory of your Memaw is whenever we were at your mom's house for that first Christmas that I came, and she was out there fishing, and the retention pond. And there was like a moment where we had walked outside and everyone was all around the pond and everyone was running around, hanging out. She's sitting there fishing. And it was like a moment where I looked around at everyone and I was like, I just felt at home. And for some reason, like she was prominent in that memory. I looked at her and I was like, she made this family and I feel right at home in it. And so that's really special for me to remember about her. And then Pawpaw, he cracks me up all the time. I think my funniest thing with Pawpaw is whenever, well, first of all, he's always picking on me. But whenever he was picking on Kaylee when he was so little, she was still in the walker. And he was just looking at her and she was dying laughing, cracking up. Has never done that before with anyone. But she was having a ball, and that is so fun. I love it. So sweet.
Love you.
What's your favorite memory with Memaw and Pawpaw? Playing with them? What'd you play?
Toys.
With toys? Which toys did you play with her? What'd y'all do?
Baby toys.
That's so sweet. You played with her toys?
You play my toys.
You play with your toys with her? You love your Memaw and Pawpaw? Tell them.
Yes.
I love you.
I love you.
What about you, sister?
Well, I guess since I'm the oldest and I've been with them the longest, I should have the most memories. So it's hard to eliminate them into a short time period. But some of the best things I can remember is maybe the oldest memory is when I had Christmas one year and I had the mumps. I was a little girl, probably about 5, and Mom and Daddy made sure that they put my swing set up that I was getting for Christmas and inside the house just so that I could be in there and enjoy my Christmas, which, you know, when you're 5, that's a big thing. And then as a teenager, I guess I remember Mama chaperoning the dances and always being there to create a little bit of fun, going out Halloween, trick-or-treating and teaching the kids what they used to do when she was a little girl and how they would take the gates off the people's houses or things like that. I remember, of course, you know, Daddy's always been there to make things for us, a birdhouse or a table or whatever we needed. If you asked nicely, most of the time you got it, and he always made time for that. That's a lot of things that other kids can't say about their parents. I remember, probably a good one was our Mom and Daddy's 5th anniversary cruise when we were all together, and it was also Winky and Mark's anniversary, and we went to the Bahamas, and just everybody had a good time. Everybody was, you know, Brandy was there with Bo, and Joel was there. This was before Donna, and Sandy was there. Anyway, it was a great long weekend for us, and we were all together, and that's a big memory of mine. One of the smaller ones, or not smaller, but less important, was when we hauled red Georgia clay all the way to Florida because Daddy wanted it for his birthday to put in his yard. And then Mama going to Canada with us. We were gone 35 days with Sandy and Mama on our way to Alaska, but we only got to Canada. But, you know, that was an important time to be able to spend that much family time together. And basically, the best memory is that they've always, both of them, Mama especially, was always influencing us and saying how important family is and how important, you know, loving each other as a family. So that's probably the best memories of all. So hope you enjoy this. Merry Christmas to everybody, and Merry Christmas, Mom and Daddy.
Hello, Black Betty, Bam-a-lam, and Neil. Wishing you all the best, and hoping you'll have a coldie for me. Make sure you enjoy it, okay? Bye.
I need a selfie stick, don't I?
Yeah.
Well,
Who's going first?
that's better. That's better right there. Okay. Sophia said we needed to do a video to talk about some things about Memaw and Pawpaw and what we remember from them. So there's a lot with Mason because he's always called Memaw all the time. From the time he could read a book, he would call her and read his AR books to her over the phone. And he also liked to tattle on his daddy and Uncle Joel for anything they did.
Anything and everything.
That they did, and Memaw took care of his lightweight for him.
Yeah.
So what was some of the things that you called Memaw and tattled on about them? Look at the video, Mason.
I know one day me and my dad and Mama were all playing Uno, and I caught him cheating, and first thing I did was called Memaw and said, "Hey, Memaw,
Yeah.
your grandson's cheating on Uno."
Yeah, I think you were 5.
It was too young.
Yeah.
But
Mason was standing on the bed, all indignant and upset. Bo couldn't breathe. He was laughing so hard because the 5-year-old caught him cheating at Uno. And Mason was just really loud on the phone with his Memaw. I remember us laughing, and I was in shock. Like, why did you just cheat your own son at Uno? And Mason's demanding my phone to call his Memaw and tell on his daddy. And I think that got him met with a belt at the door one time.
Yep.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
The spatula.
Was it the spatula or belt?
I know he got his
We
butt
were there one day, and when Bo came in, Memaw met us at the door with a belt or something and proceeded to whip Bo. And I was like, what was that for? Because it'd been a while. And she said, I told that baby I was going to whip him, and I meant what I said. But I have a really funny one, too.
Oh, gosh.
That one night we were playing, we were eating supper, and we were watching Family Feud with Steve Harvey. And
Cover your ears, child.
The question was, where does a nudist keep their car keys? And Mason started saying pockets and stuff because he didn't know what a nudist was, and me and Bo were laughing. And Bo was like, in your cleavage. And so the next guy said, yeah, cleavage. And Mason's like, what's cleavage? And Bo started laughing and said, ask your Memaw. So I got Memaw on speakerphone. He was probably about 7. And
Younger than that.
I think you're about 6 or 7. And I will never forget it. He said, Memaw. She said, what is it, baby? Mason said, when you were a nudist, did you keep your keys in your cleavage? Me and Bo are dying. Just dying. And I was like, Memaw, he meant cleavage. And he's like, yeah, cleavage. And Memaw's response was, well, I used to, back when I wore a bra. And that sent me and Bo even further into hysterics. You couldn't ever tell about Memaw.
Yeah.
You couldn't ever tell about him. What about Pawpaw, Mason? What about some memories about Pawpaw?
I know every time we went on the houseboat, hold on, let me think. I'm trying to think of what all... There was something funny that happened on the houseboat, but I can't really get it. I don't know, but I remember the houseboat. That was one of the funnest times that I can remember.
Going on the houseboat with Pawpaw?
Yeah, because we
You helped
never
build
did
it,
anything
too.
like that.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah, because
first-time
me,
experience.
Alex, everybody worked on that. And it just felt so good the first time I actually seen it work good
Yeah.
and have fun on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think all the guys,
Oh, yeah.
all the guys helped with that.
Everybody put a hand in it. Even the girls, too.
Not
Some
as much,
did.
not
I know
as much
Emily
as
did a
y'all.
little bit.
Not as much as y'all did.
Yeah.
But Pawpaw was always famous at poker.
Yeah.
That he would always forget what we were playing, and then he's like, "Oh, well, I'm in," and then he would spank everybody. And I kind of caught on to that when Pawpaw would say, "What are we playing?" He knew what we was playing. He was trying to fool you into going in with him so he could take your money. That was what Pawpaw was doing.
Signature move.
Signature, wasn't it? It was all Pawpaw. Yep.
So one thing I heard every 5 minutes was, "Oh, what are we playing again? Oh, dang."
Oh, you know what Pawpaw said when I was in labor with you?
What?
It took forever for you to come. And before, I was eating everything wasn't nailed down. Because, I could do that when I was pregnant with you. And I heard that Pawpaw said in the waiting room, put a plate of food in front of her and tell her she can't have it until she has that baby and she'll hurry up. Thanks, Pawpaw.
I know one thing we used to do all the time is every time we'd get there or leave, me and we'd always have like a little competition. We'd just shake hands and try to squeeze each other as much as we could. And,
Oh, yeah.
And I would always just get my a hand just squashed.
Mm-hmm. I remember one time you were little, like his age. Yeah. Hey, Clay. Oh, you got a sucker. Yeah, like Clay's age, and you were sitting in Pawpaw's lap in the same house, in the same chair. All the furniture's the same. And me and Memaw was sitting there, and you went to screaming. Well, you had been sitting in Pawpaw's lap, and Pawpaw put a dip in his mouth, and some of the dip fell out of his hand into your eye.
Oh, Lord.
And Memaw had to help me hold you down in the floor to get it out. Oh, and when you were in Kenansville, you were about 2 years old, maybe. Mason locked himself in the bedroom, and he was screaming on the other side. And my baby's 2, first time mom, and I'm freaking out, wanting to get in there. So I go in there, and I'm like, Pawpaw, I need a screwdriver so I can take your doorknob off. And he was like, why? He could unlock the door. He locked it. And I was like, okay, I'm about to take the door down if we don't get a screwdriver to get this door handle off. Everybody else thought it was funny. I didn't think it was funny because I could hear him screaming on the other side of that door. But before I had Mason, this is about Memaw. So me and Orr were outside fishing. I was probably about 6-7 months pregnant with Mason. And down the canal in Kenansville, I saw a bunch of fish jumping. So I was like, I need to get over there. And they had a little bit of john boat, like a 2-man john boat. And if you remember in Kenansville, it was a very steep hill from the backyard to the canal water. Uh-oh. So Memaw always had a way of coming out, and I was about to be in the middle of something. She kind of had the sixth sense about things. So I looked down there, saw that boat, and I formed a plan in my mind because, you know, I'm fat pregnant. And I hear Memaw behind me on the porch. Do not think about getting in that boat, Brandy, because you're pregnant and you could fall. Okay, Memaw, all right. So Memaw went inside. And me and Orr went over there, and I scooted down that hill on my butt. We got in there, and I didn't know that Orr didn't know how to row that boat. So I had to teach Orr how to row the boat. We caught like the boat bottom was full of brim that we caught so many. Well, I didn't remember how to clean them fish. It'd been a while. And Pawpaw said he wasn't cleaning all them fish. So he came out and did 1 or 2, and then the rest of the afternoon, me and Orr had to clean those fish. We had fish that night for supper. But we probably cleaned like 30 or 40 brim that night. And threw all the heads in the canal and stuff. But, yeah. That happened. Anything else you remember, Mason? He was at Memaw's house a lot.
I know one thing about... how do I put this into words? Here, you go ahead while I say it. Go ahead and think about it.
Oh, well, Mason always said he was going to Memaw and Pawpaw's house. He was going to spend the night. And I was like, yeah, right. Because he never was going anywhere. Like, he would fuss about it, want to come home. So we're at Sandy's house for Christmas one year. He's about 5. And he's like, I'm going home with Memaw and Pawpaw. And I'm like, yeah, okay. Memaw and Pawpaw gave her to leave. Mason hops in the back seat. I still didn't believe him. Till they left. He was down there for, what, a week? 2 weeks? It was a while. Of course, that's the first time he's ever been stayed away from home, especially that far. And I was calling every single day. But he loved going to stand at Memaw and Pawpaw's house. He'd be out shooting pool with Pawpaw in the building all the time. And then he'd be inside with Memaw. Yeah. Oh, what about the time recently that you was in Memaw's bedroom? And
No,
not that. Yeah, he walked in on Memaw changing. That was pretty funny.
Second time in my life, and I swear I'm scarred.
I'm talking about when she was talking in her sleep.
So that was literally the last time I slept in that bed with her. But what we used to do is me and like some of the other kids would sleep in her bed with her because it's a big bed and that's y'all
were little, yeah.
And one night I'm just sitting there doing my own thing. I woke up because I heard something, and I was curious. I'm like, what is that noise? I look over and all of a sudden I see Memaw like this, just dead asleep, and all she's saying is, "Big boy on a trailer" and "Tweety Bird." And then something about a bunny. So I wake her up and she says that she was having a dream, but she didn't know what it was. And I swear I wish I had that on screen on record.
I think she was actually answering him in her sleep too.
I have no idea. Oh yeah, I was asking questions and she was still asleep. I had to after a few questions, I woke her up and I was like, "Did you just remember a word I said?" She's like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
And that was the craziest night I've had.
Do you remember that parrot that Pawpaw had in his room?
He still has it.
Yeah, but do you remember messing with it all the
Yes,
time? You
ma'am.
want to go in there and mess with it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I know one thing I really like is every time we go down there, we always work, of course, but I really like doing that because everybody's in it. It's like a family thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because work's just going, job and all that. This is spending time with family, doing stuff with family, and just having good times, which I really like. Because I remember every single time I went down there and worked, because we made really good memories just sitting there working.
Lots of memories of Memaw and Pawpaw.
Yeah. Just sitting there working. It was some of the best memories I can remember.
And Pawpaw, I think the last thing he made was my jewelry shelf that I asked for. You know, I started working at the bank and I needed more jewelry stuff, and there's several people up there that make and sell jewelry, but I needed to get it out of my armoire jewelry box because Clay kept getting into it and tearing everything up. And I wanted something up higher so that he can't get to it, and it was just a simple shelf, and I brought some things down to I think they're just cabinet holders or pulls, and that's what I hang my jewelry from. And the top shelf has got my earrings and stuff on it, and I just really appreciate that. I really needed that, and it's special because Pawpaw made it. And Mason, what about your dresser thing that Pawpaw made for you too? Mason collects fossils and crystals, and
I collected.
Well, yeah, you haven't added to it recently or anything like that, but he had a large piece of petrified wood that he got from Norm, and he needed a place to store everything, and Pawpaw built him a chest of drawers, and one of the shelves is deep enough for that big piece, so that if he has other big pieces, that he's got that room. But he still has it, and his collection is inside of it, and it's very special because Pawpaw built that for you for Christmas one year.
I know one thing I also remember is when I was younger and couldn't really help out, when Pawpaw and all of them were working, I would always go back in the back of the shop and get PVC pipes and just put them together and make like cars and guns and stuff out of just little bitty PVC pipes. Just go back there. I'd be out there almost half the entire day just sitting there playing with PVC pipes.
Putting them together and stuff with them. Yeah. Well, we're getting long-winded on this video. I don't know if it might be the longest one, but we have a lot of memories and fun times with Memaw and Pawpaw. We really love you guys. And I really wanted Mason to be around y'all as much as possible. And as you see, he has enjoyed every bit of it.
I'm ready to come down some more. Now I got my freedom to. Let's go.
Oh, yeah. He keeps saying he's going to drive his truck down. We'll see.
I'll figure out a way.
Yeah. All right. Well, we love you guys. And I'm looking forward to seeing you this weekend.
Love y'all.
Bye.
Hi guys, how are y'all doing?
Good.
Okay, can y'all tell me something special about what you did at Memaw and Pawpaw's?
I decorated a red cat and Memaw watched me.
She did. Did she like what you were doing?
Yes, ma'am.
She did. Clay, can you tell me something special you did at Memaw's?
Paint.
You painted? You did. Did you have a good time at Memaw and Pawpaw's? You did. Was Pawpaw? Tell me about Pawpaw.
Good.
Was Pawpaw sick? But he's getting better, isn't he? He is. Do you have fun when you go to Memaw and Pawpaw's?
Yep, did.
You do?
Daddy.
Your daddy goes to Pawpaw's too? Skylar, who goes to Memaw and Pawpaw's with you?
My mama.
No, your mama doesn't go to Memaw. You know what? Your mama has been to Memaw's before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, do you love Memaw and Pawpaw?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you love Memaw and Pawpaw, Clay?
Yeah.
What? Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Over so I can see Big Daddy. Okay, Big Daddy, tell us a special memory or a funny memory of Memaw and Pawpaw.
A special memory from Memaw and Pawpaw. There's a bunch of them. I'll name a couple. The funniest one is probably when Memaw fell out of the chair when we were playing cards because she couldn't lose. That was probably my favorite one.
She had a little bit to drink,
She had one too many beers, but she couldn't lose in poker, and she got laughing so hard. And she fell right out of the chair, and we had to pick her up. And we all raked our money up and left because she was taking it all. And Pawpaw's funny one was when Austin told him he was half crazy, and Pawpaw said he didn't do anything halfway.
You forgot about that.
That was a funny video. And really the funny one to me also was when Memaw decided she wanted to get her a divorce from Pawpaw because he wouldn't let her catch any fish. He had to get roses and all that stuff just so he could get back in the house because she was mad at him. All right, dog. Your turn.
I think one of the special memories of Pawpaw is a couple of times we stayed up late and we watched a Michael Bolton concert, and we watched a Celtic women concert, I think it is what it was. We just really enjoyed sitting there listening to the music. It was pretty quiet. And for Memaw, there are always a lot of Memaw, just her being funny and always enjoying her coming up. And I remember the first time that I met them, Joel had to sleep in the camper with Pawpaw, of course, and I slept in the apartment with Memaw. And we stayed up and the lights were off and we just talked for a really long time. So it was just something special. So,
and don't forget about the Obama president.
Yeah, when we were playing Pictionary.
Yeah, what was Obama?
I'm going to let Memaw see if she remembers that one. We love y'all.
Love y'all.
One of our fondest memories from Memaw and Pawpaw was whenever we were at their house and we were all playing the catchphrase game. And whoever was Memaw's partner had it said president. And she goes, "What is Barack Obama?" And Memaw says,
"Oh, you know, that nigger. Yeah, that nigger. Thank you, that's all.
One of his favorite memories from Pawpaw was how he always eats before we get to say the blessed.
I approve this message.
One memory I remember growing up is it was spring break and the boys had to come and put the cow manure everywhere, and I didn't have to do it because I was the girl and I was the baby. I remember one Christmas when we were in Florida at the house on the bluff, and Memaw and them had got a picture of their house painted for Christmas that year, and they had hung it on the wall, and Memaw about had a heart attack when she saw it hanging on the wall. She loved it so much.